Alright guys, what is up? Canuck here. Welcome to our second live course design Twitch session tutorial. I don't know what it is, but basically I'm just turning on my recording while I do some designing. So from our last video, our very inaugural Twitch session design, we pretty much built out this whole I changed, I think I added some planting in here that you might not have seen. We added this fence here in the back, and we got to work on this second hole here. We also started to route the rest of the course. So I kind of laid out roughly where I want my 18 holes to be, and I've kind of decided that this middle spine part here is going to be tree lined for the most part. I am concerned about one thing, primarily being my plant meter. Where it's at after only building like a hole and a bit is a touch concerning, so we just have to be a little careful with our plant meter, but we will do our best. So Aaron had said, I thought there would be a bigger difference between TGC2 and TGC 2019 course designer. I didn't expect it to be. I mean, I think the designer works pretty good, and if it isn't broke, don't fix it. Still, there are a few things that I feel like they did need to fix that they've kind of missed, or some features that are still sorely needed that aren't here, but for the most part, you can still do quite a bit with this designer, and yeah, it's still a pretty quality product. Okay, so today what we're going to do is we are going to, I've pretty much laid out this second hole. So we're gonna start doing a little bit of planting. Yeah, the plant meter is quite high already, and we're only one hole in. But I did plant all through here. And I feel like I honestly didn't plant much on this hole, but that's the one thing where it's a little bit concerning. Do auto-generated plants count towards your total? That's a good question. It actually does not. So deleting them or adding some on instead actually doesn't help at all. So yeah, for people worrying about their planting meter, again, that planting meter is this little yellow bar here up at the top. I don't know if you guys can see my cursor. There we go. There it is. This little thing at the top. Yeah, just keep an eye on that. If it goes any further, if it gets over to here, then it will not publish. So I think if it gets past this line, you got to make sure it doesn't get there. So I mean, considering I've got only one hole done and it's there, a bit concerning. Yeah, it does. So you just got to watch it just as long as it goes to, I believe it's this point here. So anyway, we'll keep an eye on that. So right now, in terms of how I want this hole to look, I mean, I've got this coastline all down the left side, so I don't need to do a lot of planting there. It's just, what am I going to do with this right side? I got a lot of empty space here. Hey, Spartan, how are you? Welcome along. So, a few things here. And, sorry, I got some junk on my screen here. There we go. Working on your rookie contest entry. Nice. That sounds like that's a really good tournament. Going well. Or tournament. A good contest. Love your feedback if you get time. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to play some casual rounds a little bit later, so if you're around and when I'm doing that, just let me know, and I can give you some live feedback if you want. I don't know if you've done a beta or not, but if you have, I can play it live. Oh, you do have a 9-hole beta. Perfect. Okay. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, just remind me, maybe once I stop designing and you can give it a play. Yeah, no problem. I'll give it a run through. Most of the other TGC streamers are still on TGC2. Oh, really? Not from what I've seen. Okay. So I'm trying to kind of roughen up this area on the right, because I find I make this a little more rugged, it doesn't really feel like, I don't really feel as much of a need to plant it. On the other hand, I don't want it to be too high because I don't want it to wreck the view of the hole. Maybe we'll just keep it there. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to try to do something I like to call, well, it's like light layered planting. So basically trying to get the most effect out of not a lot of planting. And this can be a tricky thing. I usually do this when I'm a little bit worried about the plant meter, so I kind of try to minimize my planting, and I try to plant only areas where I'm sure that the golfer can kind of see it. And I don't waste my assets on things like small invisible grasses that I'm not going to see. Griff and Victory Lane Sports. They should still they have the new game. I don't know if they're on it right now, but maybe are they streaming right now? Maybe they're playing their TGC rounds or something. Okay, so because TGC Tours still doesn't start up for a little while, a couple weeks still. We're still playing TGC 2 on TGC Tours. I'm not anymore, but okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to plant a few clusters here. Just a few. Just like that. I don't want to do any more than that. And then I'll start layering some things. He's streaming now. Is he streaming some 2019? So I'm just doing a little bit of random planting. As I add a few more, it won't look as doctored. Okay. Might actually end up not liking this, but yeah, he must be playing his TGC Tours rounds then. Okay. Bigger plants. I'm gonna sink in some rocks. I know in the areas where I wasn't planting. There. Might get it, but you're not sure yet. There. And I'm just kind of trying to plant rocks where I didn't plant before. Okay, so I mean, I've got, not totally in love with that, but I'm just going to see what else I do, and I might end up just deleting this entire thing, but let's see. Probably do need to plant a little bit more. Just a little bit concerned with, I don't like empty space on my course, so I might block this in with trees. I think that's probably what I'm going to do, actually. Block the right side in with trees. So let's actually give that a try. I'm just trying to close off that right side. That's just me personally. I don't like empty space, so I'm trying to hide it as much as I can. I don't want to waste a ton of resources on planting this right side when no one's going to be over here. So I'm just going to very strategically try to plant these. Let's attempt to plant these strategically. Just to kind of block some stuff out. Put a few more. You don't think it's gonna work, huh? Alright. we'll see. Give it a shot. It might not, but we're giving it a try. Giving it a try. Okay. Oh. A little bit of planting, a couple bushes here and there. I don't like to hide my tree trunks a little bit. Okay right now, plant meter wise. Or a few more. There. Looking outside. I'm gonna need some trees kind of up on the hill here. Otherwise it's gonna look a little silly. That's going to kind of block off the area. I like that better. Planting in here. So what are people in the chat? How's your design journeys going along? Are you a new designer? Are you someone who's been doing it a while? What do you think of the designer? Do you find it overwhelming? Do you find it limiting? I mean, any positive things too? What do you like about it? Always kind of interested. So see, all I'm doing is just putting a few bushes around the trunks. I feel like that really fills it out. And I'm not really adding a lot of objects either. This does a good job, I think, of closing out that empty space. And I didn't lose a lot of objects in the process. New designer and you're terrible. You know what? As new designers, I mean, as much as you want to be a freak, just make these unreal courses right out of the gate, it's not going to happen. You need to spend your first few courses just learning the ropes, learning how everything works. Because for most people, their first 4, 5, 10 even courses aren't great. And that's just inexperience with the tools. And, the only way you get better at it is by practicing and picking up on, play a lot of other courses and ask yourself and try to figure out how the designer, what tools did they use to accomplish that look. So that's kind of a suggestion I have for some new designers. Nixter, how's it going? You're the same new designer, but you're terrible. Come a long way. I like to see proper pot bunkers and a greater variety of plants. New theme, spring theme. That would be a good theme. Yeah, I would love a new theme or two. Okay, so kind of clears that up. I might do a little planting in this gully here, but just trying to estimate here where I'm at with my plant meter. I mean, I'm 2 holes in. I'm kind of what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to just measure with my fingers. Like, okay, if that's 2 holes, that's 4 holes, that's 6 holes, that's 8 holes. I mean, I'm pretty good right now, so I can afford to plant more here. Get rid of these. This is... Oh, you know what? I might hold on to that. I might use that. Let's see. What else could we add here? Let's do a little bit more. This is going to be primarily a planting session. Alright. Just going to plant on this hill here. So I just suggest when you're planting, a lot of people, that's their biggest thing when they say they have trouble getting things to look natural. And I like to layer. Just start off with one plant, throw 5 or 6 down. Then start off with another plant, plant them, you know, plant them on top, mix them up. Just like, see, like I got one plant in another plant. I mean, it's just a different look. So just don't be afraid to kind of just spam it. Find some holes. Yeah, I mean, I don't have this planned at all what I'm doing, but so I just do that. You know, throw a little bit of grass in here. Enough to that. I'll add a couple, maybe some more brighter kind of statement style. But again, when you're thinking, like, no one's really going to see that part, so don't spend too much time on it. I mean, the only time that's going to be seen is if you're putting, you know, this way. Otherwise, I mean, don't waste your assets on that. Don't waste the assets on that. Okay, so now I would definitely recommend visual. We're talking mostly aesthetics here right now, but when you are planting and you really want it to pop, your planting is the most important in the first 20 yards. Okay, so when the flyovers happen and you're spending the most time on this view, so just think that that's the view that golfers are going to see. Okay, what else do you want them to see? Okay, so like this little hill here seems like a real natural spot to kind of do my show-offy kind of planting. Do I like planting around bunkers? It depends on my course. Depends what kind of course I'm going for. So I'm going for a really rugged, you know, like deep bunkers kind of in my, like in the brush and stuff, then yeah, then I will plant. Oh, hold on. Oh, okay, sorry. Alright, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna do my planting around here. So this is where I'm just gonna be a little stingy with my planting. I'm not gonna plant everywhere. Throw it down. Just gonna leave some holes. Sprinkle in a couple other grasses here. Something like that. Playkex likes pot bunkers. Suggestions: pot bunkers. I agree. Proper retaining walls. Wispy fescue, sharp cornered tee boxes, and two-tone fairway mowing. Ooh, those are all really good suggestions. Par 3 course? Par 3 courses are fun to build. They're definitely fun to build. You struggle with designing par 3s the most. Par 3s can be tricky, just for the fact that, I mean, there's only so much you can do with par 3. I mean, it's one shot. You don't want to trick it up too much. It's just, you got to play a little bit with elevation and different looks off the tee, things like that. Be a little trickier to do. I've built 1 or 2 par 3 courses. Okay. This is looking not too bad. Thinking of putting a tree here. That cuts off my ocean view, so I think I'm going to stay away from the tree there. Okay, nature. Let's get into our statement style plants. Okay. I mean, I don't really think I need to. I think I planted too many there. Let's try that again. Yeah, water's good in par 3s. I mean, not necessary on every par 3, but it definitely will help. Okay, so I mean, I could add some little stairs or some paths or something here, but like, I mean, I could add stairs up here to my second hole. Maybe some little touches I might look at after. But for now, I think we're okay. I'm going to kind of keep the rugged look along here. So some people like to do the whole light rough, or the heavy rough around everything. I don't know if I'm going to do the... Oh, that's not what I want to do. Alright, Max. See you later, buddy. Thanks for popping in. Let's get rid of this. There. Okay. Another tip I do have for some new designers is if you want your course staying relatively clean, just kind of go in and get rid of all your auto-generated plants, like around your, like, close to your fairway. Like within 20 yards of your fairway, I kind of just take a brush and get rid of everything. You know, the auto-generated plants can be good and give your, you know, the outside of your course a little more character, but try to keep it away from your areas close to fairway and things like that. Okay, so getting there. I might do a little cluster of trees in here. Just want to see what that looks like. I mean, it won't kill the view, I don't think, but okay, let's give it a go there. If this will work or not. Again, if you're watching live, feel free to, you know, give me some suggestions. I mean, we had a couple people out in our last session that gave some really good suggestions that I ended up going with, so. Like a little grove of trees here. Similar to 18th at Pebble. Yeah, I mean, I could. I'm not a huge fan of just like copying holes. I don't know. I like all my holes to be just like 100% creative. I mean, sometimes I'll look at some pictures and get some ideas, but grove of trees doesn't look too bad. I might actually put those on a hill. It's raised up a little bit, see what that looks like. Yeah, not that high. Do that. I mean, that can lead to potentially some other planting here. For example, maybe some rocks. Rock. Sink it down. Sink it down. I don't like how slow the rocks are to get big. That's got to be something that hopefully they fix. Definitely have a few little bugs and glitches and stuff they need to fix. That's kind of a start. Now we'll do a little planting around it. Yeah, rocks count on your plant meter. So, I mean, bigger and fewer sometimes be a little bit more helpful. Everything you lay down, clubhouses, any object that's not a surface counts towards the plant meter. So just be mindful of that. Probably plant a little more in here. Bunker, no, bunkers don't. Bunkers are a surface, so they won't count against your plant meter. And that doesn't look too bad. This rock is a little bit too high. And I might add a few more of those rocks. Those rocks look like they're just placed there. I need to get a little bit more natural look. This guy. So big. A little bit better, I guess. Okay, so I mean, that little cluster just definitely adds a little bit of character to the whole. Okay, I mean, I'm thinking of maybe even doing a little bit here. Just want to take a look at my plant meter. 2, 4, 6. I can't really do too much more than what I have now. Might do something similar here, and then that's probably gonna be it. Planting wise, anyway. It's gonna be a bit of a smaller area. Alright, so like I said, when I do this, I like to layer. So I'll start with my grasses. Not a ton, just a few. Oops, see, I don't want to waste my time with those grasses. Something like this. Okay. So again, guys, if you're new and you have any questions on how to use certain tools or what I'm doing or why I'm doing it, or I am more than happy to answer anything you guys have. Because at the end of the day, I want people to feel comfortable and really enjoy designing, because designing can be so much fun once you figure out how to, you know, manipulate the tools and get them to work how you want. So, I mean, that's kind of the big reason why I'm doing these tutorials, is I just want to get more people into the designer. Might be the teacher in me too that just wants to show people. Probably be it as well. Just trying to sink these rocks in a few different places. Don't care too much that the grass shows up kind of in the rocks. Not a big deal. It's for me. Okay, and one more addition, a few little trees. Designing can absolutely be frustrating, especially when, you know, you have an idea and you just can't get it to look right, or, you know, your sculpting is just not working out. I totally get it. It can be tough. Maybe I'll start using some more of these evergreens, or these deciduous trees. I haven't been using them very much. I might add a little bit of uniqueness here. Here on the front. Okay, so I think planting wise, I think I want to do too much more here. I kind of did some natural mounding at the back of the green. I think that looked better than just straight up bunkering everywhere. Alright, so I've got a little bit of a ridge in the middle of the green, which I think I'm actually going to utilize for this hole. So let's add our pin positions. One big pin, two there. Be here. And I don't know. Try to pin at the back too here. How many holes am I planning on working? I have no set plan. I design till I get bored. Design till I get bored. So definitely when you're looking at greens, make sure your pins aren't too close to yellow-red slopes. That one does slope quite a bit. Let me flatten this out a bit. Some people may know that I'm notorious for my tricky greens. It's become a verb around the community. Canucking a green is to put a lot of break into it, make it difficult. I've tried to calm it down a little bit, but I still get a hard time. Break kind of coming down here. Alright, well, let's give this... Actually, let's change our flag. I don't like my... Green settings. Flag texture. Excuse me. Whew. Let's make it white like that. Alright, so let's give it a little play test here. See if there's anything maybe we need to change. And I do recommend, especially new designers, any designers really, take some time and play test your course often. I mean, I've been designing enough that I kind of have a good idea what's going to work and what's not with minimal play tests, but still something you need to do regularly. Something I don't do enough, to be honest. Alright, so we got a little coast. Again, this is going to look a lot better here once we've got, because we're going to have at least 2 or 3 holes coming down here. So, I mean, the whole course is going to open up. So this hole is going to look even better once we get a few more things in here. A little bare in places. I mean, I'm not going to touch it yet. I don't want to do any planting now anymore, but... Go fast. Actually, once we finish this hole, we're going to move on and work on another golf course, actually. I'll work on my desert course. Perfect, perfect. Alright, not bad. How's this green look? Pretty straightforward. I usually don't design courses to be super difficult. I mean, if we're talking about TGC tours, most course, if I get picked for a course, it'll usually be on the challenge circuit. Just not a fan of making overly difficult courses. Because they can be tricky, because you really walk the line between you know, what's difficult and what's like fake difficulty. Why am I working on more than one course? I like to simultaneously build it for a couple reasons. One, so I don't get bored with one course, and I enjoy the challenge as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm kind of going to build a hole on this course, go back to the other one, build a hole there, go back and forth, back and forth. I've done this a few times before. I was going to do 3 courses simultaneously, but I think that's a bit too much. Alright, so let's move on. Let's work on another course here. So we're going to work on a course called Lagunitas Ridge. And this is a very Cabo San Lucas style course. Which again I've already laid out. I don't think anyone has seen this yet. I think I put a couple pictures up on the forum, but I am going cart path here. No, don't play from there, you dummy. Looking at a little cart path area that needs a bit of flattening. Cart paths, very difficult. I'm going to put a cart path on this one. I'm probably not going to put a cart path on the other one. Links courses require less planting? Yeah, usually. So I mean, look at this course already. I've got 2 holes done. 2, 4, 6, 8. I mean, I'm definitely heavy on planting already here. So something I gotta be very careful with. Yeah, I'm just starting my 3rd hole. So I'll show you what I have right now. But yeah, both of these courses are kind of scaring me plant meter wise, but we'll see how she goes. This is my first hole. The nice thing about TGC 2019 that they didn't have in TGC 2 is they had this steppe theme, desert steppe theme, but they didn't actually have a coastal backdrop, so there's literally no courses that will look like this, well, until people start building them in this game, so hopefully a little bit more of a unique look. That's what I'm going for. I kind of try to go for things that people haven't seen visually. So, and then I like how we can kind of see the second hole out here. There's going to be leave a par 3 up here, and then another hole that snakes its way down here. So we're actually going to be able to see a good chunk of the course right off the first tee, which I think is going to be good. Need to level out one of my tees. Did I miss one? I probably have. That one's good. This one's purposely not level because I like to give the back tees a little bit of a lift over the other ones. So that's actually done on purpose. That one's fine. I think you probably just saw this one. But that's actually done on purpose. Because I like to pop that one up to get a little bit better view over the other ones. So, just as long as the T area is flat. Hey, Stefan, how's it going? No, that's fine. On first look, it looks funny. Struggling making AT boxes look good. I just recommend keeping it super simple. I use the basic oval shapes probably more than anything. Put a little bit of rough around it, and that's pretty much all you need. So fast. Okay. And it's easy birdie there. Alright, second hole is kind of an uphill, a bit shorter par 4. A lot of rocks. Yeah, with step it's a little bit tougher with the planting, just because, yeah, it's hard to hide the bareness. So you really gotta be careful of your planting for sure. So hopefully building some holes on the coast and have them close together will help. Have I made any videos on laying out a hole? Laying out a hole. I mean, what I'm doing with my course design videos, I'm breaking it into pieces, so that whole process, I guess, is laying out a hole. I guess that first Twitch session that I did, that 2-hour long one that's on my YouTube channel, I kind of laid out a hole from start to finish. Alright, can we make this big, long putt? No. Okay. So, I mean, I like how it's playing so far. I like how it looks. And our third hole will be a par 5. A short par 5, so... right down into the ocean there, so... I think this hole's gonna look pretty good with some help. Got a fairway laid out. Go from here. This is going to be a really nice coastal. Oh no, that's not what I want to do. Do not want to play hole 8. Yeah, I've kind of laid out my my routing here. So my third hole is kind of going to go down on the coast here. Fourth hole kind of be an uphill, shorter par 4. 5 is going to be a kind of coastal par 3, kind of more of a basic one. 6, dogleg right, par 4. 7 is going to be a monster, kind of inland par 5. 8's also going to be inland. I think this hole will look good because you'll be able to, like, I won't have to do too much planting because I'm using my planting from hole 2 to kind of supplement that. 9 is going to be... I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to have to do with my junctions for my cart paths. I guess it's going to have to connect there. Then we'll connect up here. 9's going to be here. 10's going to be a crazy hole. It's going to be like sharp downhill. Very sharp downhill. It's going to be a fun hole. It might be drivable at 370 something yards. So that's going to be a fun one. I'm going to put a little ferry pier here. That's going to ferry the golfers and their carts over to hole 11. 11's going to go here. 12's going to go up the hill and around. 13, short par 3, canyon overlook. 14, downhill dogleg par 4, again right on the coast. 15, again kind of nice little water coastal par 3. 16, more of an inland hole. 17, same thing, kind of built on the side of a hill. And then 18 is going to come down here. And I'm probably going to perch the clubhouse maybe up here Or over here. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do yet, but that's kind of my initial plan. Things may change, but yeah, the 10th hole is going to be, I thought might be a little steep, so I might have to do some big elevation changes there, but 10's going to be kind of ridiculous. We'll see. That one's going to be a little bit, people are going to be like, what the hell is this? But we'll see. Okay, so I actually need to straighten that out a little bit. Go. Okay, so we got a big short par 5 here. So what I've done, because it is a short par 5, is I don't want this just to be an on into eagle hole. So what I've done is I have made this green white shallow. And if you are long, not very long, I'm actually going to make this even steeper. You're in the water. So you got to be really careful with that. So I'm going to kind of force people. I mean, you can go for it depending on wind. But, I mean, let's actually give it a play test here quick first. Actually, I don't even have my tees ready, so let's do that. Usually I don't build my tees now, but go down. Okay, so watch my streams more. Sweet. I've had a lot of people have been popping in, especially new course designers wanting to learn some stuff. So glad people are finding my content somewhat useful. Okay, so let's quickly build some. I'm gonna keep it really simple, surface wise. Just gonna kind of do some circular ones. I might go circle. That's go. Probably do something with boxes. I'll maybe put 2 T. No, you know what? I'm gonna actually do another one here. Yeah, I mean, I think that's where I'm getting a lot of traffic from there, so a lot of people are saying they've been watching my videos, so which is pretty cool. Picked up almost 200 subscribers this week, so kind of crazy considering I only had 600 the last 4 years, so kind of neat. Okay, and then we're gonna put 2 sets of tees here. Okay, I'll flatten these out. And if I'm going too fast or anything, just let me know. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm not doing this for YouTube fame. I don't have time. I don't have time to be a full-time YouTuber. Just doing it to help people. So I do like that. I'm a little... yeah, see that? I want the back tees to really open up, and that I have to lower these tees substantially. Flatten the area around it a bit. I'm glad people enjoy it. I mean, it's not exactly the most exciting thing to watch, but I imagine if you're a designer, especially a new one, these are kind of helpful. But no, I'm glad you guys are enjoying them, and you guys want to see other parts or things I haven't looked at. We can do that too. Is it possible to make a hole, a par 5 off one set of tees and a par 4 off another set of tees? That's a good question, and I don't think there is at the moment. Which, I mean, it would be kind of cool to have like a par 71, 72, but I don't think it's in the game. Put lights there. And put these as close up to the front as possible. I definitely have some issues with my view right now. I do want this entire hole to open up, so I'm going to actually have to do some pretty extensive work here. That's better. That's better. Okay. Stefan streamed some of his novice work. I mean, even just getting in there, and you know, you never know when you're gonna have, you know, someone's gonna pop in and maybe give you some feedback and stuff like that. You know, that's something I'm gonna hopefully try to do more when I can. But starting tomorrow, I'm not going to be on as much as I have been the last week because I go back to work tomorrow, which sucks. So, I mean, probably about 3 days during the week I'll be able to stream for a couple hours during the evening. And on the weekends I'll probably have a somewhat regular schedule, but yeah, with work coming, you're not going to see me online as much. But I do enjoy designing and talking my way through it and showing people. So when I will be streaming, I'll be doing a lot of this still. I always post on my Twitter when I'm going to go live, so if you want to make sure you want to be here live and you don't miss a stream, following me on Twitter is probably a good idea. Okay, so that's a bit better. So let's give this a play test. Let's see. Not too bad. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna move that front tee. That front tee is, I'm gonna shift to the left. Which sucks, but I'm gonna get rid of it. I just want that view off the tee to just pop a little bit more. So, no, I don't want to do that. Paintbrush, multi-select. Area delete this. We're gonna kind of randomize this land a little bit because now it's all flat and gross. I'll make it look like I didn't accidentally make a mistake and put a tee box there, so I want to kind of just up a little bit more. Just want to make sure this view, I can see everything off that back tee. I want the entire hole to open up. Right there, there's this little frickin' hill right there that we need to lower. Is that any better? A touch better? Okay, I've got another way to fix this. Is to actually take the tee box and physically just pop it up here. That should get me a better view. I'm gonna shorten the hole a lot, but oh, that gives me a better view. Yeah, I'm only 537 yards down the hill. Let's see how far we can bomb this out here. In the rough. I mean, in the rough's not too bad, because now I've got 206 out of the rough. Might be a little scary. Tee box views, I mean, yeah, like, I think those are quite important. visually. Whoa, boy. I'm going to have rocks all through there, so you get a bad rock bounce. You're in some trouble. I just want to... Still think that green is a little bit big. I want it narrower. I really want to discourage the on in 2. I want to make it still possible, but definitely want to discourage it. I'm actually going to delete the entire green. Try this again. Spline. So what I want is I kind of want it to come along here, all the way out. Close path. Toggle my second, no, wrong one. There, smooth path. Change this to 4.5. Okay. Oh, did I think I bumped it up a little bit more. Oh, not 5.2. My axe bump there. Okay. Now this area of the fairway. Again. Okay, just so it's a little bit more narrow. I mean, put a couple pins here, and I mean that's gonna make things a little bit more friendly to get in into. But I'm gonna put 2 pins more to the right, which will hopefully deter this constantly trying to be reached into. That's the plan. Actually pull it off. Okay, so we have to go back and actually rebuild our tee box here. I'm going to put this tee box right there. So over here. And rough here. This used to be a lot easier, but right now they've usually, because they used to make the shape, once you switch from green to fairway, the splines or the shape's exactly the same, so all you have to do is click and it would be really easy. But now their brushes are different sizes, and it's hard to get a really even band of rough around your shapes now, which kind of sucks. I mean, they made splines easier, but they made this way a lot harder. Again, I think that's just an oversight that hopefully is going to be fixed. Alright, I'd also have to think how my cart path's going to look here today, too. Oh yeah, there'll definitely be a pin or 2 right there, just nasty. Which I already know there'll be people like, oh, I can't hit the green in 2. Yeah, you can't. Try to lay up for once. Okay. Okay, so these need to be there. I mean, the front tees, this par 5 is playing like stupid short, but how many people are playing the red tees? Not a lot. So I like to cater to my back tees because I know that, you know, 90% of my people, 90% of the people playing this course are going to play the tips. Okay, so now what I want to do is the cart path really kind of frames and dictates where my heavy rough is going to be. So I really need to put that into, actually, I forgot to finish this on the second hole. So I'm actually just gonna so long. I'm gonna give a little thin air rough here. Play on the kids' tees. Don't like just the straight up brown. Not here. I want it deserty, but I mean not too deserty, you know. Stretch. I hit here. And then there's something. There's definitely a glitch with how holding down the button is leaving brushes. Like they leave them as just like circular shapes. Straightens out the edges here. .200-yard par 5. Okay. Okay, so next I'm gonna go on to this cart path, and I'm gonna kind of figure out what I want it to look like. I think it's gonna be pretty easy. It's gonna rock down the left side. And then it's going to have to do some sort of U-turn here because it's got to take golfers back over here. That's a long drive. Okay, well, let's see how this looks. Oops, 3 splines. So we're just going to continue journey. This. I'd like to have some kind of sweeping corners. Basically, this is kind of like my borderline for heavy rough, too. Along here. Once we get to this point, people are walking, so kind of bring it out to here. It's going to start making its way up again. Finding its way. Driving range practice area. I mean, sometimes I do. But I don't know. I have other things I would rather spend my resources on. I don't think there's something that are super important, but some people put higher importance on those. Okay, so now a big issue with some new design, not an issue, but a big thing that I notice with a lot of designers is a lot of designers will just lay down a cart path and then they'll say, okay, that's good, I'm done. But it looks super ugly if it's not flattened out. So you really kind of got to go through using your fuzzy little brush, and it is a bit painstaking, but set to 0. Sorry, I'm gonna actually add a little bit. Oh my, hold on a second. This secondary width isn't matched up. There we go. Okay, so basically just go through and just go a little bit at a time. Flatten it out. And I know this is very tedious, but if you don't do this with your cart paths, you might as well just don't put a cart path on. We'll go a little bit at a time. As you can see, that's already looking quite a bit smoother. Try to avoid really sharp dips, kind of off camber turns, things like that. along. There. Super fun work here, but it definitely pays off. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just finish this up, and I'm gonna stop the recording because I think about an hour is good for a YouTube design session, but I'm gonna continue doing the design. Twitch. But all I'm going to do is stop the recording. So YouTubers, this is where I leave you guys. But if you're on Twitch, we're going to keep going. It's because I'm finding stuff can be a little bit tedious. Alright, so hopefully I'll be able to show you that this cart path looks quite a bit better than what we had before. There's still a few wavy parts I'm going to have to fix up, like right in here. Get rid of the waviness. Yeah, so I'll probably put this onto YouTube. Right, yeah, probably tonight. Okay, so there we go. So, I mean, this is coming along. I mean, I might put a fence down here, I don't know, just because it's a bit of a steeper incline, so maybe a fence for carts might be a good idea, but we'll see. Okay, YouTubers, I'm taking off, so I will see you next time.